Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Under Embargo with Chelsea. Today we're starting on the page of Tariq Lamptey, I would just say a wing player, because my god, this lad is versatile. One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if this was before, but I don't remember there being red on FM19, so that's a nice little new thing. It might have just been there that I just had it turned off or something, but yeah, he looks quite an accomplished sort of right back, although left back too, very, very quick. And that seems to be his main attribute. In fact, 19 acceleration is insane. Jumping reach of 1. I mean, does he just lay down or something? That is pretty damn poor, but not that much he can really do about that. He's going to have a lot of competition on that right-hand side, though, if he was to start to come forward, because I actually genuinely think Reece James, as a lot of you guys said, he looks dope. And you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. Now, we're playing Lille, we're playing Spurs today. Tough old games. Giroud was come back. I was like, oh, we could maybe play him against Lille and sort of rest things around a little bit. Nope. Then he's got food poisoning. Olivier Giroud seems to be doing everything he can to avoid playing for us at the moment. So that's good. Hopefully he'll be back at the weekend, because we're probably going to need to rest one of Batshuayi or Abraham for the Spurs game at the weekend and bring Giroud back in as a target man. Try a slightly different approach. I don't know. I'm hoping there's going to be a patch soon that will really sort out these one-on-one situations, because they're just. I don't want to complain about it too much, because I feel like once is enough. You know the situation. So we'll just kind of leave it at that, basically. But I really do think that's the keyest, the most important thing. But in our off-camera game against Brighton, we came up with a massive one, a 4-0 thumping of them. Now, of course, they're one of the poorer sides in the league, but we've sort of, against Burnley, we had a similar kind of output and didn't get the goals to go with it. Now, the red card definitely helped. Pedro's early thunderbolt definitely helped us as well. They're giving us an early lead in this one before Michy Batshuayi. Initially, the ball was whipped across by Pulisic. Batshuayi gets a toe to it, but it hits the post, bounces back to him, and he puts it in on the rebound, before Pedro adding another one not long after that, and then Tammy Abraham with a lovely header to make it 4-0 in the second half. Nice performance from pretty much everybody on the pitch, comfortable all round. Pedro was sensational. Reece James as well, put him in this one. Look at the key passes. Him and Emerson, I think, could be our starting right and left backs going forward, because they look terrific. Reece James, he just does things. He looks solid defensively. He looks great going forward. He really does look like a phenomenal young player, and he's impressing me at the moment. And a 4-0 thrashing of Brighton certainly helps us with that one at least. However, possession was really poor in this one. Didn't really care in the end. We did score a 1-on-1 in this game, and then it was ruled out by VAR. I saw it go in. Basically, Batshuayi was put straight through like he would normally be. Relatively tight angle. Beautiful finish into the far corner. I thought, oh my god, it's finally happened. And then it was immediately ruled out by VAR. And I thought, oh, that's why it went in. Frustrating one. But hey, we scored 4 goals. Who really cares? We didn't have to resort to going for shoot on sight or anything like that, which was kind of nice. And that actually pushes us well. We did briefly go back into 4th spot, but we're level on points with Manchester United. They do have a game in hand. They thumped Southampton 5-1. So there's a lot of goals being scored by sort of the top 5 teams now. Arsenal have won 9 in a row and look really, really good. Like, they beat Manchester City comfortably 2-0. There's a lot of Arsenal look amazing, just to be honest. But we're at least in the battle now. I think we've won 4 or maybe even 5 league games on the bounce now, which is really pulling us back up after a relatively poor, well, not even a poor, just a kind of indifferent start to the season. Things have kind of leveled out. We're conceding less chances to teams, and that is a really huge thing for me, just conceding less opportunities. I think the Celtic game was a bit of an anomaly, and honestly, the goals that Sheffield United scored were frustrating too. But that's just how it is. We're going to have to deal with that. Hopefully we can create some good quality opportunities today against Lille and then against Spurs, which is a really, really important one. I think because if we can beat Spurs, we can potentially move, 7 points clear of them? Maybe even 8. And that'll be a massive boost for us in terms of our chances of getting in the top 4, because that's where we're expected to be. And I think we're in with a good shot of it now. We seem to be gaining a lot of form and winning the games we should be winning. And that's more difficult than you'd think. And Emerson, of course, most assists in the league. At the end of the day, like, I wasn't going to dump him in straight away because Alonso is playing well, but he's come in and he's holding down that position. I can't really argue with that. But today we're away at Lille. Like, we've had some tough ones. We're actually technically bottom of the group just because everybody's on 3 points at the moment. But we were away to Celtic and we lost, which was piss poor. But now we're away to Lille. So you kind of feel like the home stretch is going to be those 2 home games against Celtic and Lille. Those are must win, to be honest. This one is also must win. And I think if we win all 3 of those, that'll be 12 points and should be okay. But still a lot of ifs and buts in there. So, what do we do here? We can't put Giroud. This is going to be basically the same thing. Kovacic or Jorginho is essentially the question. And at the moment, they are very, very close in terms of their... I mean, look at this. They are dead heat. I also want to try out Mason Mount in here. He's come on as a substitute a few times in this position. Came in the last game, actually. I do want to give him his moment, but at the end of the day, we've got Kovacic and Jorginho. And there's a nice little link building up here too. So Reece James started the last game, and I can't really take him out. He played so well against Brighton. I think he deserves to start today. We'll probably rest him out for the Spurs game, but he and Emerson have been so damn good so far this season, creatively. Emerson doesn't look like he's got the goal-scoring ability of Alonso, but my God, can he create chances. His crossing is amazing. And considering Tammy Abraham's playing as a target man in a position he's not super familiar with, and I don't think he's ever going to get much better than that, he's got 7 goals for us this season, which is pretty damn impressive. And I actually think if Giroud came back and we could put Giroud there and play Abraham off of him, then Abraham could be an absolutely lethal player, because he really does look better than Batshuayi. But a lot of the chances are falling to Batshuayi, because obviously he's the advanced one. But he still should be putting them away. Plays a very similar kind of system to Celtic, although with inside forwards and a pressing forward. Deep line playing makeover. Andre, inverted wing back and an inside forward. They really are pushing towards that kind of area. Vertical tiki-taka. It's the same kind of style that Brighton played. Okay. God, in the game against Atletico, they lost 3-0, but Joao Felix scored all 3 goals in the last 3 minutes of the match, and 2 of which were scored in the same minute. But they did play a very different system. So today, Andre is the man we're going to go after. He's their playmaker. But with Bamba and Ikone, we're also going to make sure they're kind of kept out of the game. He's important, but I don't know how far forward he's actually going to be able to get. But they are the home team, so they're going to sort of impose themselves on us. But I don't think we want to be going attacking or anything like this. I think we want to really play this game carefully, because not losing is quite important. But maybe just the Celtic one was a bit of a blip. Hopefully that's the case. Let's just get into a match. Let's play some Football Manager. Also, computer's behaving itself. It's a glorious day. It's going to need to be scrapped at some point soon, but at least it's behaving itself for now. Silent as a mouse. I've probably jinxed it now, but we'll see. Right then. Let's go out there and have this. Let's go and grab ourselves a win in France. Let's redeem ourselves after the relatively poor showing against Celtic in general. I think the issue with the Celtic game was we still created good chances, but we didn't create enough of the opportunities that we actually seemed to score from. Corners and situations like that, Jorginho. I also do wonder, though, if this particular shape that Lille play, the same one Celtic played, is better at defending against the style of football we play. It does make you wonder. Surely that's not the end of this, though. I feel like there's a long ball coming. Oh my god, what a pick out. That is a sensational ball from Kepa. Pulisic can maybe whip one across. Doesn't, sort of. And it's... Oh, what a header from Tammy Abraham. Lille 0, Chelsea 1. But those can go in. Incredible header from Tammy. That is absolutely top draw. The ball from Kepa to find Pulisic here, who then shreds the defender. Nice ball in, but it's well headed clear, but this is insane. From the edge of the area, he's looped one over the goalkeeper, who's, I guess, off his line because of the coming out for that. What a moment. That is huge. Oh, they're not out the woods yet. Pulisic Batshuayi, and it's tipped over by Jobard. That is good stuff. We've nearly pounced on them once or twice already. Ball downfield. And that's a really nice ball for Ikone. We need a big move here from Emerson. That's a really nice ball in behind. And a great save from Kepa. That was a really good chance. But again, one-on-one. Relatively tight first half. Honestly, could be I think a draw at halftime would honestly be a fair result, but Tammy Abraham's 8th goal of the season has given us a somewhat unlikely lead, but it's a brilliant header from him. So let's see what we can kind of do in this second period to sort of stem the flow a little bit, because again, we just don't look at the races, much like we did against Celtic, and I think it's the shape. We're going to press Pierre a little bit more, and maybe press this lad here too. I don't want to overdo it on these things. Part of me is tempted to go with a slightly wider defence too, like we kind of did against Celtic, so we might try that as well. But as things stand, we're in a good position. We've got the lead in the match. Relatively poor game overall, but as things stand as well, Celtic and Atletico, I don't know if they're playing at the same time, I think they are currently at 0-0. Pulisic, we need a ball in behind now. Oh, what a ball out wide for Pedro. Emerson's there. You know, you've got to use him, Pedders. Finds Reece James. He's been a bit quiet today, but that's not really the bad thing, really, when he's a fullback. Reece James again. Can he find a brilliant ball in? There's a bit of space for one. Goes short for Pulisic. Abraham blocked. Pulisic comes back. Kante. Keep recycling that possession. Ah, it's too deep. Ball across again, and well tipped over by Kepa. Which isn't the end of the world when you're a goal up, I suppose. Pulisic, can we grab a second, though? Look at the space at the back post. Can he find him? Pedro! Yes! Brilliant finish from Pedro. Christian Pulisic puts that ball across the box, and it's Lille 0, Chelsea 2. Really difficult opportunity for Pedro to put away, and now we are 2-0 up. But again, Lille keep making mistakes. They keep giving us the ball in their half. And when they're trying to push for a goal, but what a ball from Pulisic, and the finish from Pedro. Is that the full volley? Jabbar could have maybe done a little bit better there, but we're 2-0 up in France now. Much better. Right, Reece James is a bit knackered, so we're going to get on Azpilicueta just to freshen things up a little bit there. Jorginho's been really poor today, and I actually think that Mason Mount deserves an opportunity. It'd be all too easy to keep putting in Kovacic in that position, but I think Mason Mount needs to get a chance to prove himself, even if it's only off the bench for a little bit, you know? And again, we're letting them bring the ball down. Luis Araujo with the ball out wide, across, and this is going to be what a save. Kepa from the wrong range strike tips it around the post. Maybe a ball in behind now. Bit of space. Pulisic is so good at taking men on. Can he find a cross? He has! Cleared away. And Kante! And what a strike from Mason Mount. It's 3-0. Lille 0, Chelsea 3. Mason Mount with a thunderbolt. And N'Golo Kante knocks that one down for him, and it's 3-0. This is vastly better than we were against Celtic. In a game that was kind of looking a bit stagnant, despite us being in front at one point. we've sort of turned it on a little bit in the second half. I thought Batshuayi should have won that there, but lovely little ball down from Kante and a thunderous strike in the bottom corner there from Mason Mount, and it's 3-0 to Chelsea. That's more like it. It's just as well because we've not actually been great from the creative side of things today. Just the one half chance, which I think was Tammy Abraham. That was a difficult one for him. Get Azpilicueta on the overlap. Reece James, I think, would have been further forward. All the way across for Emerson. Is there a chance for him now? He's all the way through and he's just drilled it wide. Maybe should have gone for the cross. It's also nice that we haven't had to resort to using attacking today either. We've kind of just been positive for the game, doing our thing. And Pedro with a long-range strike that time. The players seem to be preferring to take little sort of pot shots instead of actually crossing the ball. Oh my god. But then so did Lille. That's much more like it from the defensive side of things there. 10 seconds to go. And that's out of play, and surely that'll finish things off here. A few too many long shots for my liking, and not enough creative play, I've got to say. But I guess one of the long shots went in from Mason Mount, so I can't be too bothered by it. Just a really solid performance away from home. We really did step up in that second half. Pulisic was amazing. 7 key passes. He just took people on for days. Huge stuff. Now we've got Spurs at the weekend. And yeah, I'm really, really confident now. We're starting to not concede goals and we're scoring a few more. Excellent stuff. Right, so away to Spurs. This is a difficult one because I feel like as much as they're 9th, they are going to be one of our main rivals for Champions League football this season, as much as they're not really showing it just yet. And this is a good opportunity, if we were to win, to really put a massive gap between us. I think it would be 8 points with a victory. Leicester also are in that battle, are hosting Southampton, so you feel they'd win. Palace are sort of off the pace of that now, and they play Man City anyway. Yeah, I don't think the top 3 are going to be within our sight this year. It's all about 4th place. That's the target, and that's where I really do think we're capable of doing now. We've scored, I mean, the last 2 matches, we've scored 4 against Brighton, 3 against Lille without conceding a goal as well. The defensive side of things really does seem to have stepped up, and I wonder if that's because Emerson and Reece James are just that little bit better. As for what we do today, though, I do think changes are going to be needed, just as people are starting to flag. So, is Giroud available? He's available, but maximum of 75 minutes. I think he should start today, just because he needs some game time. I just want to make sure that these guys aren't getting overworked. But Tammy Abraham will play instead up there. Maybe in his more suited role, we might even get more out of him. Pulisic, though, because he was so good in the last game, I think he deserves to start. Pedro, again, these two have just nailed down those roles for me at the moment because they played so well. Jorginho, I don't believe he was very good in the last game at all. And I might actually be tempted to start Mason Mount today after his wonderful goal against Lille. You've got to give him a chance to play, you know. Reece James and Emerson. Emerson is a little on the tired side, so I might bring Marcus Alonso in for today. Have Emerson on the bench as an option. We'll have better set-piece delivery, that's for sure, but Emerson is really, really decent. Reece James, I think he's starting to win me over as that first choice for that right-back spot now. So I think that's the team we're going to go with for today. On the bench, we're going to go with Emerson, obviously, Tomori, Kovacic, Batshuayi, because he'll probably need to come on at some point, Azpilicueta, and, of course, Willian. This is a difficult one, and to go away from home at a team like Spurs and try and play the way we are might cause us some problems. I don't see us keeping a clean sheet today. This feels like one of these games that could end up being like 3-2, 4-2, and I don't know really who to. Hopefully us, but we're on a really good run in the league, and really good run in general, despite that weird Celtic result, which feels like a bit of a blip, I have to say. This game is, if nothing else, incredibly intriguing. Son and Kane we're going to mark. We'll leave Lo Celso alone. Son particularly is going to be busting in behind, as we well know. We're not going to mark Ndombele, though. Just let him do his thing. Okay, that's what we're going to go with for now. It's going to be difficult. No two ways about it, but let's see what we can come up with. The performance is kind of everything today, and I do want to see what Giroud's capable of, because what I briefly saw of him in the few pre-season sort of experiences suggested that he was one of the things that was going to make this approach work, if it was going to, you know? But we've done well without him, I have to say. Okay, here we go. Marcus Alonso's ball in, and Christensen's header, and that's surely offside. I think that's probably going to be offside. Depends on the feeling for offside. Checking offside. Yeah, okay. I'm actually surprised that we've not completed a single cross yet, despite the amount of space that Spurs are giving us in the wide areas. So that's a little bit of a concern of mine. Giroud, pull it across for someone, maybe? I thought we might want a foul there. And tipped over the top there. Okay, good stuff. I think we just needed to fire that ball across a little bit sooner. Marcus Alonso, Giroud heads it over. That's something Batshuayi wouldn't have been able to do. We're looking pretty... Oh, Mount's won it. Can he find a ball in behind? He's found Abraham. We don't have Giroud really making a run. Marcus Alonso, can he find a ball? All the way across for Pulisic. Needs to drill one across the box here if he can. Goes back post for Marcus Alonso. Oh. Son. Got that pace. Oh, he's gone past a few. No, don't foul him. What a tackle from Rudiger. That is an absolute thunderous tackle. Well, I mean, half time, we've kept this game very, very tight. Spurs are fouling like crazy. 12 fouls committed in the first half. We've not got a lot of the ball, but we didn't expect to. I'd argue we've had the better opportunities in this game so far, and that's pleasing. Pulisic has not had a good game so far, though. I'd settle for a 0-0 draw here in a way. It's not a bad result away at Spurs. You know, maybe he can pick out something a little bit special. Oh, God, Winks is in. Good save from Kepa. Of course, they wasn't going to score. It was a one-on-one. A little bit of late pressure, maybe. Marcus Alonso. Cleared away. Uh-oh. It's one-on-one now. He's offside. He's got to hold his nerve here. Just find... Oh, Kante's lost it. Winks, saved by Kepa. Reece James, again, superb. Kante, just go over the top. Somebody look over the top. There we go. Abraham's Brighton. Well, he's not gonna score here, is he? Can knock it inside for Kante, though. Reece James. Abraham. Oh, I wasn't far off. Sessegnon again. Kante will just head that up. Oh, God, that might have been better just leaving that to go out. Walker-Peters. Blocked. Winks. And that's surely cleared. That'll do it. Reece James lumps one into the channel, and Abraham's actually got him behind here. Can he do something about it? No, he can't. That was a really difficult opportunity there. He's offside anyway, and that will surely do it. Yeah, there we go. Spurs 0, Chelsea 0. Difficult one. I think we rode our luck a little bit at times, and honestly, had we lost that game, I don't think I would have been able to complain. They created the 2 best opportunities in that match. Reece James, again, was one of our best players on the pitch, though, and that is a really good sign. Pedro was poor. Maybe I should have brought Hudson-Odoi on. I don't know. Frontline just weren't really able to get going in this game, even when we made the substitutions. But still, another clean sheet is a very good sign for us. They commit a lot of fouls. If we'd have just had one good moment from a set piece, we maybe could have got the winner there. But we rode our luck at times, and you can't really argue with that. So a point away at Spurs is not the end of the world. And it does show you that our record has definitely improved a lot since that opening start of the season where we lost that. We lost in the league to Newcastle, lost to Liverpool as well. But then, obviously, ignore the friendlies that I put in the international breaks just to keep things going. You know, the draws with Everton, beating Atletico, beating Bournemouth, obviously 8-0 against Rotherham, beating Burnley comfortably. The loss to Celtic is the weird anomaly there. But then, 3-2 against Sheffield United coming back from behind, 4-0 over Brighton, 3-0 over Lille, the 0-0 away at Spurs. That's 3 successive competitive matches now without even conceding a goal. Much more like it. Next up, we've got Manchester United in the EFL Cup. That's going to be a rotated squad. The board don't care. We'll probably go out who gives a toss. Next episode, though, is going to be Atletico Madrid and Manchester United, both away from home. Could it get any more difficult than that? We're going to skip the Lille game because I really do want to get some momentum going now. Not skip it, you know what I mean. I'm playing that one off camera along with these other 3 matches as well. Nice little run of matches. Coming back with Atletico and Manchester United, 2 massive games. Like, really could decide a lot this season. If we can get a win against Man United, that would be huge. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, drop a like on the video. That'd be tremendous. Really helps the channel out, boosts us up the YouTube rankings, and helps people find the channel. That'd be awesome too. And if you're new to the channel and this is the first video of mine you're watching, then do subscribe. That'd be brilliant. That means the world to me. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.